This is the Fox 5 News Block.
The Montclair School District is shut down for the day after a staff member allegedly made a threat against another staff member at the Northeast Elementary School. We'll have details. And Los Angeles bracing for the return of dangerous wildfires. We're monitoring the evacuation emergency taking place in Southern California as we speak. Good afternoon, I'm Bianca Peters. Welcome to the News Block. Let's take a live look outside right now in those moments first, but taking a look outside right now. Not too bad out there in terms of weather. We've had colder, but Andre Puente, this is winter. That's what we're dealing with.
That's true. And this is actually going to be the warmest day of the week, Bianca. We have temperature readings in the 40s in many spots, so that's a nice reprieve from the Arctic blast that we've been experiencing as of late. 40 degrees right now in Islip. It's 42 up in White Plains. Even in the Hudson Valley, we're faring good at Poughkeepsie, where it's 40 degrees. A little bit colder in Monticello. You're at 34, and to our south, we have 41. Down the shore in Belmar. So our winds are coming from the southwest. That's a mild wind direction for us here in the tri-state area, so that's allowing our temperatures to be above average for today. The winds are sustained between 10 and 15 miles per hour, so there is a chill factor in play here because it is a little breezy and sometimes windy out there. Wind chills right now are making it feel like the 30s in many spots, including Islip, where it feels like 33, feels like 35 in Belmar. A little bit colder in Monticello, feels like 26 for you. Not much is happening on the radar across the immediate area, but off to the north here in the Hudson Valley could get clipped with a couple of snow showers, maybe even a snow squall. This is all associated with the cold front that's pushing through the region, and there won't be a lot of storminess or a lot of precipitation associated with it to affect us here. However, again, there is the threat of a couple of snow showers off to the north. I'll let you know how long this cold blast will last coming up.
Julie, thanks so much. To that top story now, the Montclair School District shut down for the day after a staff member allegedly made a threat against another staff member at the Northeast Elementary School. Officials say there's no threat to the safety of the schools at this time, but an online threat was allegedly made by a 45-year-old school staff member, Amir Doctry, who was already on administrative leave. Montclair police tell us he was arrested this morning at a residence in Philadelphia. And the superintendent, Damon Cooper, says the threat has been neutralized and also expressed that he understands the anxiety the situation could have caused the community. So here is what one student had to say.
I was totally shocked when I first heard the message from my mom that there was a security threat at the high school. I couldn't believe it. Helped a lot that they said they neutralized the threat, but it still worried me a little bit that they didn't give any details whatsoever on it.
Well, the staff member has been charged with making terroristic threats, among other charges. And some breaking news right now coming from Southern California. They're bracing for more wildfires today. At least 24 people are dead, 16 missing, and thousands of homes are destroyed as crews continue to battle these blazes. Wind conditions expected to worsen as the day goes on as well. Fox's Connor Hansen is in Los Angeles with the very latest on the devastation and response from officials.
Nearly a week after several wildfires started to tear through the Los Angeles area, firefighters are seeing some progress, but officials are warning this fight is far from over.
This is what's left. Everything is decimated. The town is decimated.
People in the Pacific Palisades area returning to salvage whatever they can after flames leveled their neighborhood. Some say they barely had time to escape before the fire reached their homes.
We didn't bring any clothes for ourselves. We're still just trying to pick up the pieces.
After a long battle, officials say there's now minimal activity in the Palisades fire, but the danger is not over yet, with wind gusts as high as 70 miles per hour expected through Wednesday. Officials across Southern California are pre-deploying firefighters and engines to high-risk areas in case of potential flare-ups.
30-mile-an-hour winds with 50-mile-an-hour gusts are devastating. They're not 80-mile-an-hour winds and 100. That they're somewhat more manageable. But this is a concern for us.
Meanwhile, utility crews are on the ground restoring power to tens of thousands of customers. But officials say if winds get worse, there could be more preemptive power shutoffs.
The necessary public safety power shutoffs are important for our collective safety in preventing the next wildfire natural disaster.
At least 24 people have now died in these wildfires, and officials unfortunately expect that number to go up as they search through homes with cadaver dogs for anyone who might have been left behind. In Los Angeles County, Connor Hansen, Fox 5 News.
Such devastation there. Right closer to home, Bronx Congressman Richie Torres slamming New York City over officials and their use of the drug market and what they've allowed that he says is taking over a section of Melrose Avenue. Now, Torres says city officials have taken some action in cleaning up the impacted areas. He says the NYPD will clean up the area, but seemingly overnight, drugs are right back on the streets. Torres also calling out state lawmakers.
The time has come for the state of New York to re-examine any and all laws that have led to the release of repeat offenders, including the repeat drug dealers who keep fueling the open-air drug markets in New York and in the Bronx.
Well, Torres wants the city and state to join together to break this cycle, helping residents and business owners on Melrose Avenue. Meanwhile, Fox 5 was the first to show you this open-air drug market back in September. We talked to Richie Torres then about his demands to dismantle the drug use happening in broad daylight. Here is the report from Arthur Sheehan.
It's like hell on earth.
As soon as you come up from the subway at 149th Street and Melrose Avenue in the Bronx, you know something is very wrong. In just a one-block span, we saw people shooting up, a man projectile vomiting, then passing out right next to his vomit. We witnessed money changing hands, all in broad daylight. It's what people here call an open-air drug market.
They should stop them. They should talk to them and give them help, or arrest them and see what they need help with.
There's always gun violence. It's always fighting. It's always crackheads all up in this block, all up and down this block.
Those who live and work here are past the stage of shock. They're outraged the city is, in their words, ignoring open drug use, which children have to witness in person, modeling the most destructive of behaviors. A group of school children walked by the scene of people shooting up as we interviewed Wendy.
You see the kids, and look what they gotta walk by. Look at that.
Good that you came.
Hassan's business has been here for 20 years. He now has to pay someone to clean urine and defecation off his door every morning, even sharing surveillance video as proof of it. It's so bad that he's lost a lot of customers, many of them women.
People, they don't really want to pass here, see people taking the MP, and they rather just go to other stores.
As much as residents over here are not okay with this, the users shouldn't be okay with it either. The city is grappling with a fentanyl crisis and facing some 3,500 overdose deaths each year, and that number is jumping significantly with each passing year. A call for help has gone out from Congressman Richie Torres. In a letter to Mayor Eric Adams, he demands the city dismantle the open-air drug trade that's taken a hold on Melrose Avenue so publicly. In a statement, City Hall tells Fox 5 it's received the letter and looks forward to working with the congressman to improve safety. Torres says he's happy to help, but makes clear whose job it is to do something here.
But ultimately, the mayor runs the city, right? He controls the police department, he controls the Department of Health, and he should be deploying both police officials and health officials to dismantle the open-air drug market.
Until then, people here tell us the occasional visit by police just isn't doing it. On Melrose Avenue in the Bronx, Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
Well, we are now over a week into congestion pricing, and a group of New York Republicans claim the plan is not here to stay. So lawmakers like Mike Lawler and Nicole Malliotakis say that they met with President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago this weekend. And during that meeting, Trump promised to get rid of the congestion pricing tolls. The lawmakers say that Trump says they're working on how the administration will be able to eliminate congestion pricing. This past spring, Trump said that he would end the tolls when he got into the White House. And speaking of that, we're just 1 week away from the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. So today, D.C. Police, U.S. Capitol Police, and Secret Service held a briefing about security measures being taken to keep this event safe.
The Secret Service will bring agents and other specialists from field offices across the country to provide a full slate of visible and invisible security measures. We work side by side with our partners throughout the process, as everyone plays an equal part in safeguarding this event.
Well, security measures also include the use of drones, over 30 miles of fencing, and airspace restrictions. And with President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration just 1 week away, the Senate is now tasked with confirming Trump's choice for his cabinet. Fox's Doug Luzader has the very latest from Washington.
Oh, there are, by our count, 14 confirmation hearings scheduled this week alone in the Senate, as Republicans hope to have much of the Trump team in place by Inauguration Day. It was a chilly dress rehearsal outside the Capitol over the weekend, complete with stand-ins for all the big players. 1 week to go, and as President-elect Trump was hunkered down in Florida, Senate Republicans are bracing for the week ahead.
When President Trump takes office next Monday, there is going to be shock and awe with executive orders, a blizzard of executive orders on the economy as well as on the border.
But this week, a blizzard of confirmation hearings for the incoming Trump team here. Starting tomorrow, more than a dozen hearings for high-level officials, including South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to head the Department of Homeland Security, Pam Bondi as Attorney General, Florida Senator Marco Rubio for Secretary of State, and among the more controversial, veteran and former Fox News host Pete Hegseth as Defense Secretary, who's already facing considerable pushback from some Democrats.
We need a qualified individual in that job, and he just does not seem to have the qualifications.
At the same time, there is now a push from many lawmakers to investigate the response to the still raging California wildfires and what went so terribly wrong.
We can see is the failure of policy there and the failure of leadership in California that's been egregious.
And that's going to be an ongoing effort in this new Congress, especially when it comes to funding the rebuilding process in California that could take years. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Let's bring in a meteorologist, Audrey Puente, for a first look at the forecast. Audrey, chilly outside.
It is, and we do have a couple of snow showers off to the north and west, Bianca. There could be a few snow squalls in places like Sullivan and Ulster County, but they'll be quick moving out of here. They're all associated with a cold front that's draped over the area, and that front will push east, and we'll gradually see those snow showers come to an end, turning mostly clear as we go into the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, we'll start out with plenty of sunshine, but behind that cold front, our temperatures are going to take a big drop. We're looking at highs close to the freezing mark for the next several days, and along with the northwest wind flow, we could see a couple of snow showers creeping far south into the Hudson Valley. They'll be coming off the Great Lakes, and we could see a few flakes fly north and west of the city. Other than that, no major storm systems in sight here. It's just going to be windy and cold for the next several days. So enjoy today. We have high temperatures that are above average for this time of year. Tonight, we're dropping back to below freezing with some teens over towards Monticello. Tomorrow's high temperature of 32 will feel more like 22 because of a gusty wind, and we stay cold throughout the rest of the week. We'll be less harsh by Friday, and then rain returns to the region by this coming weekend. Bianca?
All right, Audrey, thanks so much. Well, that's your news block for now. I'm Bianca Peters. Thanks so much for joining us. Tune in to the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on Fox Local for all today's news as it develops. We'll see you back here tomorrow.